In this video, I want to explain how you can use AI to make a reference for a work of art. Let's not be so dismissive and afraid and just use these techniques for our ideas and creativity. How much do you have to do to get a reference? We go on the internet to search for pictures. We go in Photoshop to change those pictures. Then we make combinations. We make layers over layers. We achieve what we want with a lot of effort, or maybe not at all. It's all much easier with AI. Is that a problem? I don't think so. I will explain how I did it, and how I made a reference for a painting made by a real person like me. With the airbrush technique, watch with me. I used the paid version of ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. Since I use this tool so often, it is more than worth it. ChatGPT uses the DALL-E 3 image generator. Let's start typing the first few prompts and see what happens. A huge Jesus in a long white robe stands next to a skyscraper and taps on a window. I was immediately blown away by the result, but this is not what I want. What is striking is how quickly you get used to this wonder and become critical of the result. The figure is as tall as the tallest skyscraper. He taps the skyscraper with his finger as if he wants attention. There are improvements, but not yet what I want. He looks and listens with his ear to the skyscraper to check if anyone hears him. The right image is very special, but still not what I want. Also, I don't want a bald head. I asked for 3 more variations that I don't want to bore you with. You understand it? And must play with words to get what you want. Suddenly, a great breakthrough came when I typed in the following prompt. A huge Jesus in a long white robe stands next to a skyscraper and knocks on a window to hear if anyone wants to talk to him. His hand grips the building so tightly that cracks appear. This is exactly what I want and what I had in mind. Unbelievable. The version on the right is the one that I like and want to make a painting of. DALL-E 3 has a resolution that is not high enough. You will have to look for an upscaler. I have done it in Photoshop, but many others can do it. Maybe Canva is an option. From behind the computer, and we leave the AI landscape. Time for hard work. From Photoshop, I made a PDF. In Adobe Acrobat, you can print on paper as a poster format. Of course, my printer is not that big, but you can choose to divide everything over different sheets. Then it is only a matter of taping all the sheets together. You can see that here, but how do we get reference lines on the panel or canvas? We will have to apply a layer of gray to the back that is not very fixed to the paper, but transfers easily when you scratch the other side with something sharp. I started by scratching with the graphite of a soft pencil, but soon found out that this was a lot of work and would take far too much time. Of course, we have an airbrush, so why not spray black non-fixed ink on the paper? For the ink, I used an old jar of ETAC EFX 500. I actually think this is too expensive an ink for this purpose. I would like to hear in the comments if there is a cheaper solution for a non-solid black ink. This worked perfectly in any case. The lines are transferred clearly and sharply to the gesso board. They stay in place well, but are also easy to erase or can be made lighter. Here you can see that I applied a fairly dark layer. Yes, and then a very annoying job begins that can keep you busy for hours. Scratching all the reference lines as much as you can. Don't skip important parts because you can regret it later. It is better to scratch too much than too little. It is a good habit to occasionally look under the paper to see if all the lines are being transferred correctly. If you are so busy with this, you will quickly forget that great AI When I'm working, I have a tablet next to me with the image on it. I can zoom in and look at it as much as I want, which I will really do thousands of times. Then it is finally time I can start airbrushing. But what have I done? This is not good. A building with hundreds of small windows and shadows and straight lines. What an awful lot of work. How can I solve this so I can do this faster? Because this is 100 times taping. There must be another way. Yes, there is another way. I can 3D print with plastic. I can make different molds that you can fill with spray. However, this is also not really ideal because you have to have a lot of different sizes. That problem is solved by making an adjustable version, like this one. Is this cheating? Making a tool to achieve your goal easier? Of course not. This video is not about the airbrush technique itself. You see the progress of how the painting is built up. At least up to the point that I thought I had finished the cloak. I just wasn't happy with this part. It was all too smooth. There had to be a structure. Again, to come up with this, you have to be gifted and make studies of fabrics and practice a lot first. Or we go back to the AI drawing board to generate a structure. AI generated structures that could be something, but it had to be subtle and not too prominent. I printed the structure on the laser printer and burned holes in the paper with a soldering iron to make the structure as a stencil. The result was better than expected. I chose a very diluted black and sprayed it very thinly at first. I saw that it turned out well and could continue like this. It took a long time to make the stencil, but after that I had made the structure very quickly. I hope I have made it clear that it is better to embrace AI rather than condemn it. I find it a stunning tool that will take my creativity and craftsmanship to new heights. Thanks for watching.